Hey, hello. It is Thursday night, and that means it's time for another Geoff stream. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. This is WagWorksGA. If you did not note that, I'm Geoff. You can call me Wags or Geoff. Oh, it's off to a strong start tonight. Let me just have a little more of this coffee. Okay, there we go. So yeah, welcome on in. I am Geoff. Or Wags, or Waggy, or any number of creative things that people like to call me here. But whatever you call me, I'm here to do some art tonight. I'm part of a creative team with my wife, Ashley. We are WagWorksGA together. That's the G and the A because I'm Geoff with a G. Yeah, and we like to work on kids' comics. We'll do others like short, like slice of life comics just about our life together. We're working on like a grade, or ages 9 through 12 graphic novel. We do some younger content with educational bits for a group we work with called Core Toons, who are awesome creators, and you'll definitely see the bot talking about them in chat. And I encourage you to at least go take a free peek at what we've got. It's all free. We don't charge money for it, but you can go review what we've got in the Substack without signing up for it. If you want, and if you like it, you can sign up for it and get awesome kids comics in your inbox every week, at least during the school year. And we do other cool fun stuff like awesome videos and yeah, anyway, Core Toons, love. We're also doing some work on a piece for the Kids Comics Studio anthology project. That's going to be launching on Kickstarter next year, next spring. So that's coming together. We are working on a piece for that. We're also part of the group helping get that book made. It's fun. Creation is fun, but sometimes messy and sometimes fiery. But yeah, that's what we got going on. I also do video game fan art here. That's actually what you see on the channel a lot. Although right now I'm in a big kids comics kick. So we went from work on the anthology piece, at least our first round of submission for that, then have dove into Core Toons, finished one comic for the year already. That one's been out, and now we're working on a next one. We've got one coming on this week that's a fun collaboration with a writer that we're in a critique group with. And I didn't work on that on stream because it's not just my work, but I'm super excited to see that come out on Core Toons. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Tonight I will be continuing work on our weather comic for kids. This one is for our Sunny Skies series, which is our grades kindergarten through second grade comic, with teaching basic weather literacy, stuff like that, with some humor and heart, as we like to say. But I'll be continuing on with that one tonight. This one is How Hurricanes Form Part 1. But before I dive into that, I'm going to just swig this, as it was an early day in the Wagner household, and caffeine greatly helps me sustain this level of energy for the 2-hour stream. Yeah, but before I jump into the main art project tonight, I need to do a warm-up. I also need to start my art program, which is very helpful when one wishes to do art. Okay, so what I warm up with, well, that's all getting fired up. I'm gonna warm up with these guys. These are Pokemon cards. I'm not sure if this is a valid competition card, but it's very shiny and pretty. So what I do is, we have Pokemon cards in the house. And I will pick a handful of them that I think could be interesting or fun or super cute or challenging to draw. And then I will randomly pick one of them, and that's going to be our 5-minute warm-up to start the night. So what we have tonight, that was kind of fun. We have the shiny Flareon. We have not a shiny Gyarados. We have Snubble. For someone who's going to be a broadcast meteorologist, you'd think that I would be better at this part. And Wooper. Who doesn't love Wooper? Look at that face. It's really kind of just like me. Yeah, maybe. So I'm going to pick one of these guys randomly. I know the shiny one makes it hard to be random, and the texture is different and all that, but if I just kind of shuffle and just grab along the edge, I can kind of make it random. I don't even know if anyone cares if it's random. All right, what do we get? We got Gyarados. I need to hold it here where you can actually see it and it's in focus. Gyarados, that is the one. Pause for dramatic effect. All right, so Clip Studio Paint. The launcher has fired up. Oh my goodness. Just me, oh my. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is launch something. Okay, So yeah, my preferred art program is Clip Studio Paint. I've been using it for 3 years, 4 years now, maybe longer. It's wonderful. It contains a lot of the features you'd find in a Photoshop, along with some of the features you'd find in, say, an Illustrator. So you have a lot of really good vector support. It throws in a lot of tools really well made for comics making, as it started its life as Manga Studio. And on top of that, it even has basic animation stuff. And I think you can do some pretty awesome animation in there. So I love it. It's great. If you're an artist looking for and who's been interested and looking for a good program, check it out. I would definitely wait at this point until around Black Friday, because they have amazing sales where you can just buy software that you actually own and don't pay for every month for like 25 bucks, and it's delightful. Okay, so all that said, my art program has opened. So here we go. Let's switch on over to Art View. Pew! I remember one time, like last week, I did the sound effect. Hey, Frank! No! I don't know what I'm doing. It's good. Frank, how's it going? Easy. That's good. Easy's good. Wait, jelly beans? I don't know this. Is this one of yours? One of your emotes? And if so, who and what is jelly bean? Okay, I was gonna look up a reference. I didn't say that that's what I was gonna do, but that's what I'm doing, because references are, it turns out, very, very helpful when you draw stuff. You only use your emotes. Well, that's cool. You have some awesome emotes to use, so how could I begrudge you? How could I? All right, I'm gonna drop my reference in here. Yes, I know that Clip Studio does have a handy dandy subview for this, but I also just kind of like having it in here for reference, especially when I put the VODs up. It's nice. You don't promote others for free. Not even Twitch emotes, the very platform that you thrive on. Surprised Grogu, I love it. That's the best. Oh. We finally got to Hollywood Studios, Galaxy's Edge, during the main part of the day. Usually we end up going in the evening when I get done with work, and so like it's cool because the weather is literally cooler and the crowds are down a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff that they just don't do during the day. Or during the evening that is going on during the day. So we got there during the day, and Din Djarin and Grogu were you Twitch. No, I didn't say that. Frank said that. That's not me, Twitch overlords. Well, I really distracted myself there. It's good times. Do I need to care about the font on this? I don't. But do I want to? Yeah, today I do. Anyway, so we got to see Din Djarin and the like little animatronic Grogu in his pouch walking around, and that was super cool. We may have purchased a loth cat while we were there. Loth cat. Well, yeah. Yeah. All right, so I was going to do warm-up at some point here. Let me do that. So the deal with warm-up, if you haven't been here before, like Frank, brand new chatter. Yeah, the deal is we do a 5-minute warm-up. It's mainly just a chance to draw a rough sketch, thumbnail. I might start cleaning up a bit, drawing some, like tightening up my lines a little bit, picking my favorites. Yeah, I may do that if if time allows. If not, if it's a more complicated or intricate design on the Pokemon, I may not get to that. Go back to the retirement home. I don't know where I am. And that's warm up. I encourage you to draw along if you want. You don't have to draw the Pokemon. Draw whatever you want because art is fun. That's the entire reason I do this. And we all learned something valuable and heartwarming today. So I'm going to label my layers here, which you can't see in this layout. My old layout always showed the layers, so I would narrate that I was doing that, but you can't see that right now. So that's a fun fact. Okay, well, I'm going to start the timer now, and here we go. Frank, by the way, is a happy, good times, fun streamer. And he also does art and comics, and he does a fun comic called Loosey Goosey, which you can view on Instagram.com. No, and also another comic titled Untitled Comic, number 3. Is it 3 or 2? All right, I need to get going on this here drawing here. It's not going to draw itself. Gyarados, he angry fellow. But another thing, if you are new to the stream, is that I like to draw for my warm-up, make them sleeping Pokemon. I do this for several reasons. One, simply consistency. I started down this path, and it's easier to keep going than to pick a new road. 2, I have some prints of sleeping Pokemon on our Etsy, and it's always fun to... actually, I think they're not prints, they're digital downloads. I lied. And it's always fun to think about building out that whole collection. 3, they're cute. And 4, it gives me a limitation to help me get started more quickly on the piece instead of spending a long time trying to think about what I want to draw or what pose or what activity. I already have a limitation to kind of push me down that creative road and actually force me a little bit into different kinds of creativity in terms of envisioning how to make this Pokemon sleepy and also cute. You know, when you draw, I only think I've ever seen Gyarados depicted like with its mouth open, like it's angrily yelling, aiming at jelly beans. I feel like that title works. I don't know why. Is there a particular reason that you were planning on naming it that? He's gonna be an angry sleeper. That's how I see Gyarados. Like the little teeth coming out over the underbite there. He's got kind of 1, 2, 3, and they're very much parallel. They don't like stick upwards and outwards. So angry, but with just like that hint of cuteness. The tail is kind of that little bit of a curved V to it. Comes out to the actual tail tip at the end. Actually, it's gonna be, maybe if I can do it more like this, because the tail's gonna kind of curve around like this. And I did draw this pretty far over, so I can move it a bit to left, and I'm gonna shrink it just to give myself a little more room. So, well, Jelly Beans is what you call your dog. Oh, and when she's being goofy, I call her Willy. So Willy, the character, is Jelly, and the girl character is Beans. I like it. I like that a lot. And I like that it's one of those titles that it's fun and not super specific, but it gives you kind of just a simple, happy feel. And who doesn't like that? So he's probably going to kind of follow this whole line here. going to be like some kelp or seaweed or whatever, because spoiler alert, Gyarados is a fish. I have water type Pokemon. Who knows why they call Charlie Brown peanuts anyways? Is there any actual lore on that you're aware of? Because I'm not, but I know also, like, I'm not as deep into Charlie Brown. Like, I mean, I've clearly read it in the papers, the funnies, and have a book, but now I'm curious, like, did Charles Schultz ever actually kind of explain that? Oh, that's the timer. Wow, really productive on this one tonight. Just gonna kind of, if I don't stop, the timer's not really going off, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, that one I didn't get as far on. That's okay. It is also a complicated Pokemon shape with a lot of details. Even though I start with a larger brush to avoid getting too lost in the details, I did make this one fairly detailed for a thumbnails layer. Charles Schultz's nickname is Sparky. Wait, is that real? Is that real facts? That's kind of cool. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go grab my water bottle and return my coffee mug. Oh, so watching Bill Watterson. So interesting. Was he inspired a lot by Charles Schultz? My dentist tells me I'm supposed to swish water after I drink coffee, so they don't have to get like the industrial floor grinder out to take the stains off my teeth. He was inspired by Little Nemo. Which that started off as a French comic, right? I remember the NES game that was based on it, Little Nemo Dream Master. It was really cool and pretty trippy, fun. Oh man, I totally forgot about that game. All right, so this is a good start, right? 5 minutes. Sometimes you can get really far, sometimes not so much. But I feel like this is a good start. I've got the basic pose idea. I've got some of the details roughed in. I know roughly where things would lie. And if I was coming back to this piece, I feel like it's a good starting point. As I go deeper in and start thinking about pencils, I may adjust pieces of it. Lasso tool is your best friend there, just to be able to grab and stretch and rotate things. But I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm going to go ahead and save it so that I can return to it someday if I so choose. It looks ancient. Yeah, I never read it. I in fact, until the game came out, I think it was years later that I learned that it was actually a comic. And today is the 17th. Is everybody's Halloween prep going well? Okay, so that brings us to tonight's work, which we're continuing on our Sunny Skies comic on how hurricanes form. I think everybody's learned, somewhere in school that they're formed of anthropomorphic water droplets that unite to destroy humanity. But oh, we love that Clip Studio just makes panels for you. Like you're talking about, like, with the panel tool? Because, yes, I also love it. I am a big fan. It's just nice. And I like that it gives you the choice. Like, I've done it both ways, where you make the big panel and then you can split it into, like, just split the frame, but it's all just one continuous picture underneath. or you can like make them all separate pictures underneath as well, which is pretty handy. Okay, so last week, this was actually my thumbnail, which I got a bit into the details. This is almost a pencils level sketch. In fact, it mostly is. So I'm kind of debating how much more, if I want to go and actually do a pencils layer here. I'm not sure it's actually necessary in this case. Oh, Procreate, yeah. Yeah, it seems like a lot more work. In most art programs that I've done, at least setting up your initial template definitely, I feel like, is a lot more work. Like, I love with Clip, you can do this, like you can turn on the grid, which you get to specify the spacing that you want. So you can do your grid, be like, okay, let's just boodly 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 boop boop boop. And you've got this nice evenly spaced comic panel frame. It's got its own background behind it. It masks out anything on the outside. And then, you know, lately I've been doing more just dividing the border, but you can, you know, divide it into subpanels if you want. You can be like, eee. This is like the fastest I've ever done anything on the stream. Yeah, the grid is great. For a long time, I was really upset at Clip for the rulers up here at the top. I'm like, well, this is the most useless ruler. Like, I have to like go back and mentally like count everything out every time. And I got really agitated. And then I realized, oh, well, I didn't just realize. We have a Clip Studio Cafe group as part of Kids Comics Unite, the group, a community of kids comics creators that we work with. And Geoff Larkin, who heads that group, was like, yeah, you can, yeah, the ruler's not great, but you can just use the grid. Or, oh, there's a cut frame border tool. It's like if you do, here, hold on, I'm gonna switch my art views so you can see what I'm actually picking. So that'll go away for a second. Yeah, so like, you know, there's the create frame, right? So I'm just gonna, like, I did that, and now you can go to the tab here with the cut frame tool, and you can either divide the border, which, and if you hold down shift, obviously it does straight lines. It'll do that. And there you see it's just cut the frame into a bunch of little pieces, but it's still the same layers are underneath. But you can also do this one, and it will split each one now into its own basic folder. So if you draw like underneath here, hold on a second, it won't show up in this one, and you can do like that and it won't show up in that one. They're completely masked out. Yeah, it's really, really nice. I know, look at you, man, you are a prodigy. Yeah, it's great. It's really great. When I say that Clip Studio is like made for comics, it really truly is. What I need to do eventually is start using more of the actual word bubble tool. Nope, that didn't work. Where you can just do that, you know. I like to draw my balloons by hand, but you can also use the balloon pen. The only thing that I don't like is... Yeah, that's not quite what I wanted. Nope. Oh, there's the... what am I doing? Balloon tail. Type of balloon tail. You can do rounded, spline, polyline. Okay. Maybe the tail is the one where you can't quite. But you could do the balloon pen and do like... that. I don't know. I don't really love it. I still do my balloons by hand as a vector layer, and a white layer underneath, and then it lets me put, you know, emojis and stuff that otherwise you can type text into the balloons that Clip makes, but you can't like add other things, like draw in them. It really feels like it. Yeah. Oh, so you do the subscription plan, which is nice because you get all the upgrades, which I don't get. I just basically wait until the next big version upgrade and rebuy it. I mean, if I subscribed, I could actually get a multiple device subscription too, which could be nice. But anyway, yeah. But I diverge. Anyway, it's great for comics. I like it. It makes my life easier than other programs that I've used. In all fairness to Adobe, I used Illustrator for comics like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and it works very well. I was able to put them together pretty quickly. But also that was like not drawing with the stylus. That was me using the mouse to draw. And there's some of the vector stuff was still pretty clunky. Didn't ever feel intuitive even after doing quite a few with it. But yeah, Clip Studio, I like it. Hey Ash, did we have any edits on the water, how hurricanes form one, or was that good to ink? Good, all right, just double checking, thanks. Ashley makes an off-camera appearance. Oh, I just saved the setup from before. And I'm gonna double check right now just to make sure I still have time-lapse on after totally missing it last time. Yeah, until like the last little bit of adjustment, but it's there now. It's there now. Still going? Okay. So I'll delete the pencil layer, and I think I'm just gonna go straight to lines here. And I'll bring chat back to the stream. Yay, welcome back. Tell Ash to get to writing. She's been writing plenty. I have to catch up on the comic stuff. She's waiting on me to finish art for our pitch packet for our graphic novel. She's just written like a 200-page graphic novel in addition to another 180 to 200-page one that we had worked on previously, and is working on what, like 2 more stories at least, and all the Core Toons comics that we do. Yeah, she's writing. Don't worry about that part. She's just waiting on me to catch up. Okay, but let's start inking this one. There we go. I'm using my favorite G pen. I think I wanted. How's this look? It's pretty good. Pretty good. Can I go a little bit bigger? I may go even a little bit bigger. Maybe I'll get a little bit thicker arm on that one. By the way, Frank, sorry I had to bail out on your stream a little bit to get to, you know, dishes and sleep. But it was nice to get to join in for a little bit. Dear viewers, Frank has been loyal, or not loyal, just yeah, persistent, loyal presence in chat, always joining in, supporting me, and I finally got a chance to come hang out in one of his streams over, was that like Saturday, Sunday? So that was really nice. I enjoyed doing that. Nice for me. I don't know how it was for you, Frank, but I thought it was good times. No, that is not what I wanted to do. Maybe I'll do the arms as like a little more solid. Yeah, something like, yep. Not taper them. Actually, hold on. I might want to bring that brush size down a little bit. You guys, I'm so proud I remembered hotkeys exist. You saw how you're the low man on the totem pole there? I don't know. I don't know if that's how I would describe what I saw. It seemed like everybody was having a good time and enjoying your commentary. I haven't really worked with the mobile or tablet version of Clip. But I've heard good stuff. We have some friends who do the iPad version, and they were really happy with it. I don't quite like how that shoe's going. Okay. Let's try this again. Imagine there being a bend on your screen. Oh, so you do it on the fold? Because like respect, oh, that seems super cool. I've been curious about how the foldable screens work. Is that what you're talking about? Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. No, that's not quite right. You know, it occurs to me, legs don't usually bend that way. You like it? I've seen that. I'm like, how perfect is that for an artist, right? You can have a fairly reasonable, at least it seems like a reasonable drawing space that you can just fold out and have handy anytime you get an idea for something. Nope, still drawing that too flat. Okay. Why is this being feisty for me tonight? So. Leg will come down like so. Yeah, I don't like that tangent there. Like, what size is the S Pen for that? Just Geoff problems. When you're having trouble with the legs on your anthropomorphic water droplets. Like a popsicle stick, but half as thick. Oh, so is it like... So it's still got a little more to it than like a Nintendo DS or 3DS stylus. I don't know if you ever had one, like held one of those. Like it's probably better than like... This is the old Surface Pen. I don't know if you can see it super well on here. Yeah, so like this is the old Surface Pen. This is what I used to work with when I worked on a Surface Pro. And it's pretty good. It's like, it's pen thickness. It's only a slightly thicker. But then like the pen that came with the Surface, I think it's just the newer version of the pen, the Surface Pen, but the one that comes with like when I got my studio laptop, it's a little flatter but much wider, and I didn't know how much I would appreciate that change, and it feels so much more comfortable and natural. So like twice the size of a DS stylus. Okay. One moment, please. Just some parental coordination when kids aren't quite ready for sleep, even when they should be ready for sleep. But yeah, the stylus here is it's a good grip. I like it. It's a very comfortable feel. Like I haven't graduated up to like an XP pen or Huion or Wacom yet, that type of tablet. And I know some of those styluses look really like beefy. And I'm curious the difference that those would have. But this has been a really nice balance for me. And I feel like I noticed it when I switched, not due to the computer itself, but just due to the pen that came with it. Like I noticed it felt like it translated digitally better to what I wanted to draw. And that was nice. Okay, that's closer. That's almost there. Okay, clean that up a little bit. Clean it up a little bit and see what we got. Okay. Okay. This I can work with. Yay! Look at it go! The S Pen is the better one, is like $100. That's steep. That's a little bit steep. Oh, you know, I did all that, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna draw water splashes over the top of it anyway. I mean, I could keep it all in a separate layer and do all that stuff. I've been trying for the Core Toons comics to force myself to be a little less detailed and perfectionist and just do everything on one set of layers and not like isolate out individual characters. And it could bite me a little bit if I come back to animate it. Oh, now I want to animate it. You had an interview? Oh no. I mean, like you, or could just be they don't, didn't feel like you had the specific stuff they were looking for that job. I don't know. I understand the feeling of the pressure on that, but I would urge you to, well, hopefully it won't even matter. They'll just offer you the position and you'll be like, hey, it's great. Everybody's happy. But if somehow that didn't happen, I would urge you to not take it personally. Maybe both. You were interviewed. What is this job? Okay. So I'm stopped right now because I have a decision to make. We're getting into a little bit more of like video projects and fun animated stuff with Core Toons. Not going full bore into it, but doing a little bit. How would you initiate a collaborative environment? And I was like, email, duh. Doy. I thought you were a doctor. Bonus points if you didn't call any of them Dr. Doy. Oh, cool. All right. So AKA administrative assistant, AKA the people that make stuff actually happen. Okay. Oh, God. So it's a little more effort to set it up for animation, but not a lot. So just in case, I want to make a fun little, even a GIF. Accidentally called one of them Ms. and facepalm. So I know not every person is super particular about titles, but I guess in a school of education, it might be a bit more sensitive. But also, I believe that if you just catch yourself and be like, oh, sorry, doctor, like people will be like, okay, you caught it. Not a big deal. It's not like you talk to them every day. As long as you make it clear that you want to show the respect. Am I animating the comic? Maybe not entirely. I mean, I at least had in mind where I could take this one panel, right? And just have it where, I use the liquefy tool to make several frames to make it look like the water's coming out and maybe, going back in. Kind of like that, the boomerang type of thing. And have the water droplet kind of just moving a little bit. Or I could have it like it's starting to go in and then we switch panels. So there's lots of things I could do. Oh, she's doing animated panels in hers? That's super cool. Because the main difference here is what I would have to do is create basically at least three layers worth of lines. A background layer, a midground layer, and a foreground. And I'm debating whether it's worth that effort. And then also background, midground, and foreground flat colors, and background, midground, and foreground shadows and highlights. She watched that movie that came out when I was in college, Nosferatu. Frank, I'm just gonna look up what year that movie came out, as I'm pretty certain it was like at least the 1940s. In which case, no, I did not yet exist. Oh, there's a 2024 film. No, it's older. It's a 1922 silent film. That's a deep cut. Okay. I need to make a decision. It could be so cool, but also, okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it and see if it takes the extra time. So these guys will be mid-ground lines. I mean, I could painstakingly do like every individual element gets its own set of lines and flats and shadows, highlights, but I'm gonna try it this way. I'm just gonna go through line the whole midground, and then I'll go back and line the whole foreground and background. You go to the theater not to watch the movies, but because the building had air conditioning and you would pay to be there all day. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know where this is, although I will say there were places, you know, I grew up north, and we did not have air conditioning everywhere. It was not a given. That was the edit that we talked about, was that they were going to not have individual fingers, but more be like mitten-like gloves. All right, so let's see. This will be a fun experiment. Can I make this in a format that will be easy to animate lightly, but also that does not overly complicate or draw out my drawing process? It's experiment time, everybody. Science! I still hate hands. Same. I see the, you know, the artists who post on Instagram like this like sketchbook page of just like beautifully rendered, very much like realistic, not terrifying looking hands. And you know, the first instinct is like, why? How are you so good? But also I get it, because if I was able to do that, I would be very proud of that myself and share it with everyone. But I guess it also comes with time and doing studies and all that stuff. I just haven't quite gotten around to that yet in my copious amounts of free time. But you do need to do it to improve as an artist sometime. So the bear. That's like, it takes place like in a kitchen, right? Not like a family sitcom kitchen, but like a restaurant kitchen. I've never seen it. I'm only vaguely aware of it. So I feel like this. So these guys would be more mid-ground. Actually, I want to bring this brush size down a little bit. Yes, okay. Well, if I knew the show, I would know whether I should take that as a compliment, an insult, or just something kind of in between. But seeing as that I don't, at some point if I ever see it or learn about the show, that will be fascinating. So what would the foreground be otherwise? Well, I could put the clouds in the foreground. That might work. Because they're kind of forming. Yes. It definitely is a reference to the show. All right. So, Lily ate her. Oh, Lily, the dog Lily, right? Like the murder streak continues. I do need to take a quick break here as we're coming up on 11. I will be back in just a few minutes. I know I have a scene for this somewhere. Where did I put it? Be right back. There we go. All right, y'all. Y'all / Frank. I'll be back in a few minutes to hear more of Lily's Halloween rabbit adventure. It's like the worst magic show, combining the cutting a person in half with the pulling a rabbit out of the hat, but maybe just pulling half the rabbit out of the hat. Anyway, I'll be back to hear more details in just a few. I'll see you in a few, Frank. Hey, I'm back. Just had to check on the still awake kiddo and grab a quick light snack. But all right, let's get back into this. See if I can remember the thing that I was doing. So cute. Or maybe I'll make one wearing sunglasses. That would be fun. Right. Is that you to me being back, Frank? I'm afraid as long as you keep your browser/Twitch app pointed here, you're stuck with me. No, wait, don't. No, just kidding. Anywho, let's draw. Yes. So that's going to be mid-ground there. This will be mid-ground here. Blocked. No! $12 should be good. All right. Oh, I like these arms so much better than the sketch ones I did. Oh man. So was there more to this Lily rabbit murder story? Apparently this is my version of spooky season on the channel. Oh man, why didn't I do a Twitch layout for this? Or an OBS layout? That hand is really big compared to the other hand. That doesn't seem right. I love the Street Fighter 2 mix-up. Every time it comes on. She has a stomach ache. That is a fitting conclusion to the story. Come on. Yeah, so I'll get kind of like the waving arm motion. Actually, I can make that a little smaller brush size. Yeah, I mean, it's a little terrifying if I'm being honest, but I know when it comes to like jaw strength and the shaking strength, dogs are very strong. That size up one bigger. Okay. Okay. I know when I've done setups for stuff like this for animation before, you can go either like insanely detailed where you put tons of stuff on different layers, or you can do it more with just like a foreground and a background. I'm trying it this way, and we're just gonna see what it comes out like. Maybe that'll be another fun stream. We'll be, after this is done, animating it. So it seems like Frank, Lily must have really had the drop on the rabbit then, or had the, a little more range in her leash than the rabbit accounted for. You have to draw a logo for jelly beans now. I mean, you're the creator. You don't have to do anything. Actually, maybe not. They don't have to all be like closed fists. Some of them can have open mitten hands. Because it's like a party. But then things get intense. In the next comic. Yep, yeah, you're missing a face. Do you have any thoughts on the logo? What you want to do for it yet? And keep in mind, we're in season 2 of Core Toons, so we've had these 2 series, Sunny Skies and Weatherwise. We do not have a logo for them, and that might be a fun thing to do at some point. I don't know if we have logos. Oh, Ken's got a logo. Galactic Hats creator Ken Ralston, I think, has a logo for Galactic Hats. Did SJ Winkler, did she do a logo for Nature is Strange though? Maybe. Oh, that's really sad. That's really sad. Like, I don't know, sometimes it amazes me in the bad way, the cruelty people can have, or just not thinking about it. I'm just gonna do these little paths. Do I have to? I might do them as a separate layer. Maybe even foreground. If you see me doing faces like while I'm drawing, it's just because I'm totally, I cannot not make the faces of the characters that I'm drawing. Just the title with arrows pointing at the 2. I like it. I mean, that keeps it simple. Will they reference each other by Jelly and Bean, or will they go with their character names? Which you totally told me, and I failed to reference here. But Willy I knew. So does the girl character have a name yet? And yeah, regarding the hurricane thing, like, yeah, I feel like they probably should charge the owner with animal cruelty if they did that. That's not, even if it was negligent, that's not good. Okay. Feel pretty good on the mid-ground lines, so now we'll go add a foreground lines. A little bit bigger brush size, just to push them up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Then if I just do this, I can trace here. These like cotton ball, puffball clouds will be kind of foregroundish. I don't know if it necessarily matters here as much which layers they're in, but I like the idea that they are their own layer. Double check what's in the midground here. I guess they could have been foreground. That's okay. That's okay. You know, we're just gonna... Actually, maybe I'll do... That should be in the foreground, background probably. Oh, you know what I think I want to do? I should probably draw this a little bit below the waterline there. A little bit below it there. But actually, what I'm going to do is put this into the midground layer. Oh, but I was gonna put... This is challenging and takes some thought. No, I think it's good in the foreground. I think it's good in the foreground. Okay, I think that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think I'll do the sun in the... It can be in the background, that's fine. Be consistent. And I'm not going to worry too much about that crossing through his eyes. Nope, nope, nope. Maybe I'll go foreground for these little wavy lines. Okay, back to the background. I will give the sun a little more emphasis here, so even though in general I'm doing the background lines a bit thinner brush, The sun is going to be a thicker brush since it's not 100% background. I'm just choosing to place it in that layer for if I do some animation on this. Yeah, I kind of cheated on that one. Let's do that again. There we go. Better. I'm just gonna sing everything. I'm not gonna sing everything. Poor Willie sounded like she was gonna puke. Oh no. Like just now? Let's do that one again. Just kicked around. You got the best comic making advice? The video was just make it. Perhaps oversimplified, but I think, I mean, I get the point of it. Make your comic in 5 hours. I feel like most comics, even I can do that. But yeah, Alec Longstruth, who is the creator of many, many, many comics, but also the Isle of Elsie webcomic. It's a kids webcomic, which is, there's not a lot of those, but like if you want to check it out, yeah. That is a good point, though. You need to learn your process and get started and stick with it. And I think that was the cool thing that Alec Longstruth had brought up. He did this. The seminar he gave was called like Draw Comics Every Day. And not malware. It is indeed not malware. Anyway, it's a really fun webcomic, by the way, but also Alec Longstruth is really cool. He's been working in comics for a very long time. He's created tons of stuff, and his advice was just really good. And it was the idea of like draw comics every day, but not to the point where it's destructive, where you have to like cut other things out of your life to do it, but rather, even if that means just spending 15 minutes on your comic in a day, just do that, like, because it's going to be progress. If you keep working on something and keep moving it forward, eventually you're going to get there. And if you have that consistency, you're going to find your workflow, and you're going to find or your process and all that. And it's yeah, it was a really cool talk. And he talked about sustainability and all that good stuff in terms of sustainability for your own health, like finding a life balance so that you can keep doing things. All right, where are we at? That is an eraser, Geoff. There we go. Nope. Nope. Not quite. Almost there. Clouds I can make a little bit thinner line on since they are, well, not, maybe a little. What was that noise? I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. I'll take noises Geoff makes at 11:30. Nope, nope, don't like that. I don't know what. I'm gonna move on now. That was me, JK. Sorry, I got totally off topic, but I do think there's a lot of wisdom in that. In the just make your comics, with all the caveats that you mentioned, you know, and it's also like, not everything you make has to be for a wider audience. You can make like little goofy comics for yourself. And you're still making comics. You're still finding your process. You're still finding your style and your voice and what's you. And that's all really important. Like, it's actually been super beneficial. I make comics with my kids, and they're not for anybody but me and my kids. I mean, they may share them with people excitedly. But like with one kid, I'm often the art monkey, and they just kind of are the creative director, and I'll do like the sketch, and then they'll be like, yeah, it looks good, you can darken that, or oh, change that, and so then I'll do that, and then they'll color it. Another kid, it's more like they want me to just do like the sketches and get some of the rougher shapes in, and then they can add the details. And then the other kid also, like, we haven't been working on our comics as much because he took off on like his own project, where one day he just got the inspiration and he went, and the kid has done like, I don't know, 250 pages of comics in the last 3 months. It's like, I should take some notes from them, actually. I should take some notes. They're apparently of the Frank school of comic making. Oh, the other wave was the thing that I was gonna draw in here. Drop that weight down. Oop. That got a little sloppy, but I can just connect them. There we go. Looks pretty good there. So we have background lines, midground lines, foreground lines. You kidding me the whole time? Yeah, that would be. I would be a little upset, as my kid is not an appropriate age to play or stream Dead by Daylight. But otherwise, that would be a fun revelation. And I'm gonna do another vector layer just for the flowing, sun-shining lines, heat lines. Maybe I should do 2 layers for those. Sun lines, which I will draw now. Let me live my life, Dad. Oh man, that would really be a shock. Although I would say, given their ages, I would be rather impressed if they were outputting the comics that you are, digitally especially. I might want to make these white, but we'll just see. I can always change the layer color expression later. And then motion lines. I think the sun is usually in the background, but I might want these on the front. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do real quick? Dead by Daylight isn't even scary. It's like Mario. I don't think I've ever heard someone describe Dead by Daylight as basically Mario Party. That's kind of hilarious. That was a really wheezy old man laugh. What was the deal with that? You youngsters crack me up. Yeah, so I came over here because I realized I've been talking about my layers and you can't see my layers. So, yeah. So I've got motion lines, sun lines, foreground, midground, background lines. I haven't drawn the motion lines yet, but I will do that. So by separating them out, it just gives me a little bit of freedom if I want to come in and animate where I can do that. And even if it's just basic keyframe stuff where I have them as static art, but I just rotate them, stretch them, translate them, or move them around, I can do all that. But I can also condense them and do other stuff, like use the liquify tool to kind of distort or move them in ways that are pretty simple, I feel like. But I don't know, I like this. It'll work for the comic. It will also work if I decide to go full animation with it. It does also help if you're indecisive about things like composition, which I've occasionally been known to be. You're back. Welcome back. Okay, so let's turn off our sketch. Okay. Okay. Not so bad here. I might just do that. That looks better to my eye. Okay. Save, 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 save. Good there. Now what kind of colors do I want to use here? Switch back. Bring back chat. Bring back chat. Oh, hey Emily, how's it going? Welcome on in. I am working on a science comic for kids right now, and trying to do it in a way with my layers that I can possibly animate some of the panels a little bit later. Yeah, how you doing tonight? Let's see, I think I want to switch color palettes here. What do I want to use? Yeah, I think this will be good. Yes. Yes. Sorry. So I'm a full-time meteorologist during the day. I work on comics, kind of as a second job. So I produce comics for with a group called Core Toons. We do some educational stuff for younger readers, like K through 5. I also work with my wife. We're putting together like a middle grade graphic novel that we're in the process of getting a pitch together and working on getting agented and then selling it to a publisher. So yes, although I'm not a professional comic artist, you won't see my art on a bookshelf anywhere just yet. Hopefully soon. Thank you. Are you an artist as well? All right, so let's get some of these guys colored in. Turn off. All right. Start with these. Turn on my reference layer. Digital art. Nice. Well, what kind of things do you like to draw? Or paint, or sculpt digitally. Yeah, at this point I work 100% digitally. So every now and then I'll do stuff traditionally or sketch things out, but a majority of the time I am here doing art 100% digital. It is hard to go back to fully traditional after you've kind of used all the convenient quality of life features of digital. Oh, graphic designing. Sorry. No, I don't have a great background in graphic design. I took a online course in it just to get a little bit of that background, but I don't do a whole lot of it. It's super cool, and like I know that skill set is very it's very useful for comic creation. Yeah, absolutely. So we have an Instagram. My wife and I is a creative team. You can find us on Instagram at WagWorksGA. That's we also have just our website. I should have the links here on my Twitch page, but just in case, I need to set up my bot to show the socials. But yeah, if you want to check out some of my work, I kind of use our website as our portfolio. WagWorksGA. I can drop that link in chat. And of course, Instagram at GA. So you'll see some kids comic art there, some slice of life comics. I also do video game fan art occasionally. So cool, thanks. Feel free. And I appreciate you asking. No, so because I have a day job and also children, right now I'm streaming once a week on Thursday nights. Looking to hopefully add another day in there somewhere, at least a few times a month in the future. But right now I'm just a once a week streamer. These guys. Do you stream, Emily? Maybe I'll make these guys a lighter blue to show that they're a little bit different. Just watch. That's cool. So wait, PFP? Oh, profile picture? Or not a proper picture? Gotcha, gotcha. Sorry, I guess I had not seen it labeled as that. Yeah, I could probably set up. I mean, I guess what is considered a proper profile picture then? But I'm just trying to learn. Geoff, have you watched SpongeBob or are you too old? Oh, have we gotten to this part of the night, Frank? Yes, I've watched SpongeBob. Created by a marine biologist who decided to change careers at the age of 35, which I find pretty inspirational. It feels like somebody wants. Well, are you looking for like a commission or I guess I'm just curious what we're going for here. Cause like we have a drawn profile pic that we did that we've updated and that we're using for more of our graphic novel stuff. And I like drawing as it turns out, so I'm happy to draw it too. So Emma, yeah, I was just asking if you're talking about, are you looking for a commission or if you just have something in mind you want to draw? Kind of want to make this. I like that yellow. It'll go well with the blues. Oh, gotcha. Well, I appreciate the interest. I'm not really looking to commission a profile pic, especially since, hey, I love to draw myself. So I'm not really looking for that right now, sorry. Plus, I kind of figure since my channel is about drawing, it might be odd if I didn't draw the profile pic myself anyway. Thank you for being understanding. I know what it's like to try to, you know, put your stuff out there and get it out there, and it's not easy. I appreciate that you asked very politely. So thank you for that. Maybe I should make it a dark blue. Is it weird for the inside of the mouth of a raindrop to be red? Probably. Probably. That's probably weird. And then for this, I'll make it like a lighter gray. What do you mean, Frank? What do you mean? I think you're plenty nice. Go ahead and get these little guys we missed. Ba, 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 ba. I mean, Frank, everybody, you know, sometimes people are just trying to get out there and do a job. It's fine. I never got the people who like took a lot of pride in just being instantly like mean to telemarketers, like before they even had a chance to start their spiel. I'm like, this person is just like, they just need a job, right? They're just doing what they need to do to make money. They're not personally getting enjoyment out of it, most likely. Why you gotta be hard on them? Usually yell at the bots. Or they're just a bot out there trying to make money. Who knows? Who knows? Either way, I figure it's good to be gentle so that when inevitably the machines take over the world, they remember me favorably. You know? I also didn't give you eyeballs colored in. Ba, 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 ba. And just hang up. Just stage an elaborate hoax where you pretend to be brutally murdered while they listen on. Don't do that. That's horrible. Sometimes I say things because I think they sound funny, and then I realize after I say them that it's a bad idea and I shouldn't put it out into the world. But I just did, so there's that. All right, well, I know that I have to fill in some white because, yeah, there we go. That's easier. And I need to pick a color for the shoes. Why don't you have good emotes? I'm so insulted. Yeah, I was gonna say, you do have good emotes. Yeah, someday I would like to play around with making emotes. But you know, right now it doesn't make much sense for me as just streamer status until I get affiliate and can actually use said emotes and test them out. You know, though, I'm on the slow growth plan. A few more years of this and I think I got it. Actually, I probably get there sooner. At some point when life gets a little bit less crazy, I might make the push to actually get to affiliate. But right now, this is just for fun and sharing my stuff, having my art studio time. And that's nice. You vowed to take down those Terminators. It's exponential? Oh, growth? Like channel growth? Then out of nowhere, Frank raids you with 20 viewers. I'm trying to think if I ever had that many viewers. I had the weird thing once where I looked back at the VOD and it had like 100 views or something. I was like, what is going on? Either I said something really bad or I did something really good. And then a lot of them were like from South America. I was like, this makes no sense. I did not hear the Osmond Gold thing. What is the thing? What did they do? What have they done? What is the news? I don't know where I'm going with this. It's good times. Beep, 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 beep. Look it up off stream. It's insane. Oh gosh. Do I want to know? He said things on. Oh no. Oh no. And somehow these things he said blew up. I'm guessing. Okay. Just the shoe color. I mean, this is gonna be a lot of yellow, or a lot of yellow. It's gonna be a lot of blue. It's gonna be a lot of blue. So I could choose a warmer color like a red, or I could do the yellow, which is a closer to a direct complement. I know the complemented blue is just orange, but he was already huge, so it would blow eventually. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch the stream, but even I know the name, not watching the stream. And that's one of those things that I do think about every now and then, and I'm like, I spend 2 hours talking onto the internet every week. Like, I sure hope I haven't said anything at some point. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think so, but truly, sometimes you never know. Sometimes you just don't realize it until someone gives you the context and you're like, oh, yeah, that was bad. Why did I say that thing? Okay, yeah. Okay, so our mid ground, if I just start a folder here. Yep, I definitely want to put the lines on top. So now, that is what I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, this will be good. So, it gives me options. I realize if I'm doing keyframe animation, if I do translate stretch, it would stretch and translate everything into layer. So I would still have to split them out, but at least by doing it this way, with space in between stuff, and a background behind it and stuff in front, I can select stuff more easily to isolate it out. You've shown your debit card on stream? Oh my gosh. That is a very brave thing that is probably not recommend. Okay. It is after midnight, so I think this is good for tonight. I am pleased with these results. Let's see, do I have time lapse visible? Let's do that. And check out how far we've come tonight, since I forgot to turn on time lapse until like last stream was almost over. So let's there we go. Is this the whole thing? Yeah, let's do the faster one. There we go. No, you're not done. You can't stop now. Not bad. So we've come pretty far. I'm pretty happy with this. Might have gotten further if I hadn't split stuff up, but I think that I did it all right. I don't think I drew particularly any lines that I wouldn't have drawn anyway. And if it makes my life easier, if I decide I want to make a little animation of something, even just like the first panel, then that's not so bad. It's not so bad at all. Cool. All right, so let's hop back over here. Woo! Sorry. That was not the noise that I thought I was gonna make, but that's okay. That's all right. It's all good. No, cool. I need to be done. That went real fast, actually. I can't believe it went. That last hour went very, very fast. Yeah, well, Emily, I think you're gone now, but I see you followed, so thank you for the follow. That is delightful. Cool. So that does it for tonight, I think. I will probably be working on this a bit off stream, just because we're scheduled to do this one in, well, a couple weeks. So I could do it next Thursday night if I finished it then. But what I might do is actually work a bit on it off stream and then do some of the animation for what, at least for maybe just like a GIF of one panel, at least to play around with that. And it's kind of fun to do. I don't get a chance to do it a lot because I'm doing other things, but since we're getting into a little bit more like fun video animated like small projects for Core Toons, this seems like a good chance to do it, and a good chance to test out a new workflow in terms of thinking about how to make things more animatable without putting in a ton of extra effort. So that's my plan, and that'll do it for tonight. Yeah. So Frank, always good to chat with you. Thanks for coming by. I will continue to look for you online and try to pop by more. Everybody else, thanks for joining. I love the chance to spend this time with you, to draw, and just kind of chill out. It's really nice. It's very therapeutic for me. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for watching the VODs. I really appreciate it, and it helps me on my art journey. If you liked what you saw tonight, please follow. If you're watching on Twitch, please subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, I always get those mixed up because they mean different things. The word means different things on different platforms. And feel free to drop a like or a comment and let me know what you thought. Otherwise, I will be back next Thursday night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. That is Geoff stream time. And anything else? No? Yeah, so thanks again, and have a great rest of your night, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.